Alright, what's going on, you guys? It's Resto, and here is another video. Right? Back to back almost. Not really, but it's within the same month. So I mean, we're going back to the consistent uploading. So good news, good news. A lot of this tune right here, a lot of the gearing happened on stream. What I'm going to be doing is streaming the gearing process for all of my Twinks. I know it's a boring process for some people, so it's not like really the interesting content you really want to stream, but I mean, it's something that some people like to do, kind of hang out, talk, listen to music, ask questions. So you guys are more than welcome to do that. All the description links are down below, so if you guys want to check out the stream, be sure to drop a follow if you haven't already. But this is a holy paladin. A holy paladin. I have not seen a holy paladin actually be viable since what, MOP? I think MOP was... It was somewhat viable in MOP. In Kata, it was definitely viable because of, you know, exorcism, denounce. Like, it was actually fun. But then it got all removed, and Holy Paladin slowly went on a decline. But now it is back, and it is actually feeling great. Absolutely amazing. All the specs, I should say all the specs. I haven't tried Ret yet. That is the one spec I have not given a try. I've tried Prot, and I've tried Holy Paladin. Prot Paladin feels exactly like Kata. So if you guys remember, well, those who have been sticking around for a while, remember the Paladin, which is this Paladin that I've showcased soloing RFC, which was actually a thing back then because it was actually hard to do because the dungeons were actually a challenge. They weren't like, you know, just a breeze to kind of breeze through. This tune can literally do that. He can solo just about any dungeon, almost any dungeon. Not all, but almost all. And it just... I don't know, like the feeling of the classes feel very crisp. What the class revamps have done to a lot of these tunes, in my opinion, are actually very nice. They're very needed. A lot of the spells that are introduced are very nice. So like I said, it's like a small little end game at a lower level tune, like I said in the previous video. But Holy Paladin is actually very, very good in a single target heals. So that's its main purpose. It's not meant for an AoE heal like, you know, a Resto Shaman or a Restoration Druid. Holy Paladin's more of a single target heal, but it's like it's not tanky to the point where it's invincible, but it's tanky enough to where, like, you know, you can compete. Like it's worth playing. And I'm showing you in this video, he's twinked up. Now, he is not completely twinked up. You know, I still got to get him his enchants. I still got to get the rest of his gear. So like I said, right now he's at 90% of the way done. I still got to farm a couple pieces and then get the gem gear as well. So he's not 100% done. But this is just showing you what, like, you know, a Holy Paladin is capable of without enchant and 100% gear. Imagine 100% gear and 100% fully done on enchants. Like, Twink's gonna, I don't know, man. Like, I'm flabbergasted by Shadowlands. Like, it's a whole nother level, you know, like straight up. And on top of it, like, you got to think of it this way: vets aren't really vets anymore because free-to-plays can be vets technically, not exactly, but technically. Like, we can still get the same enchants as they can. So that's like a small level out between the two. The only difference between a vet now is they're allowed to have like maybe 2 enchants, I want to say, that free to play can't because of the farming process. We can't have access to some places. And what makes a vet better than a free to play is they can get their enchants instantly, whereas a free to play has to grind it out entirely and get it themselves. So what would I go with? I would still go free to play, boys. Like, vets are nice. I'm still gonna make a vet, don't get me wrong. I'm still gonna have a vet or 2 laying around for when, you know, my account expires and I don't have the money to renew it at the time. I'll play on a vet, you know, like, it's whatever. But when it comes to a free to play, I 100% want my free to plays to be like the vets, because if you think of it this way, think of it back to Cataclysm, man. Like, think of it. We had to grind all this honor, convert it, and then grind it again all the way to cap to get these heirlooms. And then we had to grind every single dungeon. And then we had to grind all the professions just to get that little 1 extra health, or that 10 absorption, or that +3 resistance on our cloak, you know, or the rares that we had to farm. Whereas, you know, you couldn't do that on a pay to play and send it over because it wasn't really a thing. You know, it wasn't really like recognized, like, hey, like, let's make a veteran instead of a free to play. Veterans didn't come in until, I want to say, WOD. WOD is when it really became popular because of all the 29s that decided to start queuing. And the free-to-plays just got tired of it, and that's how vets became a thing. They just made 20s with enchants and then started shitting on all the 29s. And then the 29s got butthurt and stopped playing. So, hey, get out of our bracket. So, on top of it, though, like, you get to have a garrison, you get to have literally everything you can at endgame. Obviously, there's some restrictions because you are at a gold cap, so you can't really, you know, surplus that. Plus, you need to be a certain level for some blueprints. I know that for sure. But still, like, there's a lot of stuff that you can do as a free-to-play now. Like, the game is so much more open. It is 100% worth coming back for. If you guys are still debating, what are you waiting for? Get on that 20 grind. Like, come on. You're stressing out here. You're stressing out. Like, think of it this way. Remember the monks in Mist of Pandaria? Remember how they were super viable? They were super mobile, and actually, at one point the brewmasters were actually super OP. Yeah, well, monks actually feel like that again, but they don't feel to the point where they're broken. Everything right now, in my opinion, based off of what I'm seeing, not everyone's completely geared out, right? You got to take that in consideration too. Based off of right now and how everyone's competing with Twinks right now, it honestly feels like MOP. Everything feels great. Obviously, there are some classes that are stupid OP, like Shadow Priests and Marksman Hunters. Like, they just do dumb amount of damage with their aim shots, and then the dots on a Shadow Priest are just overwhelming. But tune those down a little bit, and hey, dude, you got a perfect bracket. The perfect bracket. If I don't know, it's honestly too much to explain, because it's like, it makes me excited that I'm actually able to twink again and actually grind again and actually like show like, hey, this is what I did with my free to play. I don't know if you guys remember as well, but in Cataclysm there were 3 people in the entire bracket who got those heirlooms first. It was Lenny, Albino Cow, and myself. We were the only 3 people in that bracket to ever get every single heirloom on our tune and to be completely pimped out in the entire bracket. Some people were like kind of getting there, but we were the only people to really be pimped out in a Cata bracket as a 20 free to play. Like, it was a thing, and it was something to be super proud of, because like, this is my tune. Like, you know, this is how I can perform now because I have all this gear. You can now do that again in Shadowlands. Now, so a lot of people are actually questioning the Legion gear. The Legion gear, in my opinion, is temporary gear, boys. Like, yeah, the stamina is god tier and it's nice, but think about it, boys. You got to replace that gear with the gem gear, because it out DPSs and out heals the Legion gear. The Legion gear, in my opinion, is just a temporary source until you get that gear. That's the way I look at it right now. So don't think that people are abusing that stuff, because anybody can get it. Anybody can do the quest lines and get it. The reason why you need to go for it, because you need to go and attempt to get those epic upgrades for your artifact weapons. So those epic upgrade relics are actually really nice to go, because you can get to an eye level 33, which is very rare to have, but otherwise the average is eye level 31 or eye level 32, I think 31 or 32 if you have an epic and a blue one. I don't know, one of the two. Eye level 33 gives you that 1 extra stat increase, but the Legion gear, boys, that's temporary stuff right there. That does not compare to what you can get with gem gear. The gem gear definitely outranks that. The only thing the Legion gear provides is stamina, so you got to look at it that way. But if you guys want to know what Prot looks like, I know you're like watching Holy right now. Here's Prot. Watch this.
It's too far away. I need to get closer. I need to get closer. I don't have a tower.
So as you can see, you can literally tank a lot, and it's going to be a very good FC. In my opinion, I think it'll be better than Druids when it comes to certain maps. I know we are open to more maps now. Druids are still nice. In terms of FCing, I really want to say Paladin is in that field too. Granted, Druids are more mobile. That is very true. We have Iron Fur, so I want to say they are more tankier. But if you want that DPS tank, like you know back in Legion, Paladin's the way to go. There's going to be 2 different FCs now, so it's not just Druids. Brewmaster, I wouldn't say as much, but it's Paladin kind of competes in there now, so it's actually pretty good, especially if I get some enchants on that soon. Whew. But yeah, this is it's a fun little video here, boys. Fun little video, but we are coming to an end. Like I said, there's all kinds of stuff that I can talk about in future tunes. I'm currently going to be gearing a hunter next, so that's going to be the next video once I do finally get that tune. His stuff as well, so I can just show you guys the damage. But other than that, if you guys really like this video, give it a like. If you really like to give it a favorite, commenting is free as well as subscribing. It's been Resto, guys. See you guys next time.